Calendars are a fascinating science, especially when you consider that so many civilizations all over the world devoted so much of their time coming up with possible explanations for planetary movement, seasons, and other phenomena. From the Romans to the Greeks, from the tribes in North America to the Vikings in Iceland, everyone has come up with their indigenous solutions. It is quite interesting to see how minds all over the ancient world came up with their distinct theories. And so, this part of the calendar series must go towards that. So, let's do it. Let's look at the other ancient calendars of the world. Welcome everyone to the second part of the ancient calendar video series, and let's again take a journey through time. But before that, in the previous video, I spent most of my time talking about the ancient calendar of India and some other basic astronomical facts that covered the movement of celestial bodies like the sun, the moon, and the earth. I have attached the link in the description for that video should you wish to go and watch it. As I mentioned before, celestial bodies, the sun, the moon, the earth, and the other stars, have provided us with a reference to measure the passage of time throughout our existence. Ancient civilizations relied on the apparent motion of these bodies in the sky to measure the passage of seasons, months, and years. Ice Age hunters in Europe over 20,000 years ago scratched lines and gouged holes in sticks and bones, possibly counting the days between the phases of the moon. 5,000 years ago, Sumerians in the Tigris Valley in what is today's Iraq had a calendar that divided the year into 30-day months and divided the day into 12 periods, each corresponding to 2 of our hours, and divided these periods into 30 parts, each corresponding to 4 of our minutes. We have no written records of the Stonehenge, built over 4,000 years ago in England, but its alignments show its purposes apparently included the determination of seasonal or celestial events, such as lunar eclipses, solstices, and so on and so forth. The Babylonians, who lived in what is now Iraq, added an extra month to the years at irregular intervals. The calendar, composed of alternate 29-day and 30-day months, kept roughly in step with the lunar year. To balance the calendar with the solar year, the early Babylonians calculated that they needed to add an extra month 3 times every 8 years. But this system still did not accurately make up for the accumulated difference between the solar year and the lunar year. Whenever the king felt that the calendar had slipped too far out of step with the seasons, he ordered another extra month. The earliest Egyptian calendar was based on the moon cycles, but the lunar calendar failed to predict a critical event in their lives: the annual flooding of the Nile River. The Egyptians soon noticed that the first day of the dog star, which we call Sirius, was visible right before sunrise. The Egyptians were probably the first to adopt a mainly solar calendar. This so-called heliacal rising always preceded the flood by a few days. Based on this knowledge, they devised a 365-day calendar that seems to have begun in 4236 BCE, the earliest recorded year in history. They eventually had a system of 36 stars to mark out the year, and in the end had 3 different calendars working concurrently for over 2000 years: a stellar calendar for agriculture, a solar year of 365 days, that is 12 months into 30 plus 5 extra days, and a quasi-lunar calendar for festivals. The later Egyptian calendars developed sophisticated zodiac systems, as in the stone calendar. Assyria was a kingdom of northern Mesopotamia that became the center of one of the greatest empires of the ancient Middle East. It is located in what is now northern Iraq and southeastern Turkey. For accounting, the Assyrians also used a kind of week, or 5 days as it seems, identified by the name of an eponymous official. Thus, a loan could be made and interest calculated for a number of weeks in advance and independently of the vagaries of the civil year. From about 1100 BCE, however, Babylonian month names began to supplant Assyrian names, and when Assyria became a world power, it used the Babylonian lunisolar calendar. Similarly, the Hittites and ancient Iran also apparently had their own ancient calendars, but no concrete evidence has been provided for the same. In Rome, a pontifex or a priest observed the sky and announced a new moon and therefore the new month to the king. For centuries afterward, Romans referred to the first day of each new month as calends from their word caler. The word calendar is derived from this custom. As technology progressed rapidly, again due to the work of these civilizations, we've eventually arrived at the modern used Gregorian calendar. Now, the Gregorian calendar, with its system of a 365-day year and a 366-day year every fourth year to account for the leap year, has multiple advantages to it. First, it helps mark the start and end of seasons. It needs basically only small adjustments every 4 years, which is, of course, the leap year. It is widely used around the world, and this standard system makes it easy for people all over the world to keep a constant track of the passage of time. It does have its drawbacks though. It is hard to estimate the date in each successful year. Second, there is absolutely no relation to the lunar cycle, unlike many of the ancient calendars. And third, it is hard to evenly divide each year. But at the end of the day, it is by far the most accurate, precise, and consistent method that we have devised, and that is why we stick to it. Alright, that marks the end to this video. We have successfully traversed the inner workings of the ancient Indian calendar in the previous video, and now looked over the other ancient calendars of the world, therefore marking the end of the two-part series about ancient calendars. I do hope you enjoyed learning with me. Quite a fascinating topic, if you ask me. As always, do remember to like and share this video and subscribe to this channel. Until next time, thank you.